spooky. Oh, hello, spooky person. How are you today?
Right then, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game which I think is called Madman. Yes, it's alright, I will pay attention to those things. I want to pay attention to the window first, to make sure that there is no half-dressed maniac going to rush up the corridor. Face the door and right-click to select key from inventory. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this already. Oh good, we're using this pre-build. Let's not complain about it immediately. Let's give it a chance first. Yes, so I don't really know anything about this game. Given that I downloaded it about 5 months ago and have lost the link to its itch.io page, so I ain't up all these. My name is Alex, and I have been struck in this. I've been struck in the head and can't read English anymore. For what feels like an eternity, there is someone else in here with me. I try to make contact with him, but he seems dangerous. He appears to be dressed as a doctor, or some sort of surgeon. He seems to be mentally unstable. I locked the door so that he cannot come in here. I left the key on top of the medical cart. I am not sure how to get out of here. This building seems old and abandoned. From what I have seen, it is definitely not abandoned. Apart from the fact that you stated about 10 words ago that it was abandoned, but never mind. Fickle much, Alex? This used to be a mental hospital, but to my knowledge the government had to shut down this facility 20 years ago. Why someone is still here, I do not know. I think I saw an exit sign not too far from here. If I follow the signs, I might get to an exit. I will leave this note and a night vision camera if anyone ever finds themselves stuck in here. Goodness, what a good Samaritan. Where's this medical cart you mentioned? Is that this thing that we have here? 'Tis indeed. Oh good. Tiny keys. Oh dear. Right, let's not get cross immediately. A key is a device that can be used to operate a lock, such as to lock or unlock it. Well, it can't do much else. And here is the first paragraph from a Wikipedia page about what a key is. Alright. There's law, and then there's being silly. Alright then. What have I written in my diary? Escape the facility! I'm glad that I took the time to write that down in my notebook, which I bought from the Ed Gein gift shop. Right then, let us proceed down the corridor. Press shift to run. I misread what you said then. Let's not even talk about what I thought you said. Right then. Quarantine. Authorized personnel only. I thought this was a mental institution. Last time I checked, mental problems weren't contagious. I thought this was a drawing of a dinosaur, and now I am rather miserable that it is not in fact a drawing of a dinosaur. I can't find a zoom, so I am unable to examine these items any further. Press Q or E to peek. Are we actually going to make use of these? Because I played millions of games that use these, and none of them actually make good use of them. When the music gets louder, the doctor is getting close to you. He doesn't realize that his earphones aren't plugged in as he listens to his Spotify tunes. Press V for night vision. Goodness, release you introducing the controls slowly, which I approve. Alright then. Underneath my flapping pie hole, you can see a dead body. Also underneath my... Can you hear those footsteps? Mate, would you take your tap dancing shoes off? Underneath my flapping pie hole under this camera, there's a battery meter. It currently says 99%, 10 minutes. I presume that means I have 10 minutes of charge, as opposed to 10 minutes of jury duty to do tomorrow. What's with the question marks? The upside down question marks. The Australian Riddler has been about. Middle mouse button to whistle to lure the doctor. Why in the name of whistling wallabies would I want to do that exactly? I do not know. Here is a key. It is on something white, which makes it vaguely visible. That I approve. Can I hide under this? Yes, indeed, I can. Shall we see if I can get myself killed? And like a dog, he will surely come a scampering. Right then, let's have a wee look at his character model and see if he is a beautiful sort. Would you shove off? I kind of need to leave eventually. That animation is actually shockingly smooth. For the level of professionality I normally get out of these pre-builds, which is a really popular one that a lot of people use, this is... How did I get out of this again? I don't know, the mouse doesn't work anymore. Oh, fiddlesticks, has my mouse died? That's better. I'm not entirely sure what went wrong, but something went quite wrong. Alright, hiding from danger. Let me read this under bed. Like the big brave boy I am, I saw the doctor again. I managed to hide from him by hiding under the bed. There are multiple beds in rooms throughout the facility that should work well for a hiding spot. Well, it makes a nice change from the locker. Am I clicking out of the game? Is that what's happening? No, it just seems that I can do this a bit. Right, I'm not entirely sure how that happens, but at least that happens when I'm in the safe space and not when I've just left it. Where did that key go that I picked up? I did pick up a key. I'm hoping that you use keys as you find them, or as you use them, and we're not just going to end up with a little collection. Man. Goodness. I can hear him. He is a little too close for comfort. Except I cannot hide under this bed, for there is not a mattress on top of it, which means it does not meet my standards. Very well then, I shall have to hide behind this door. But yes, his move is beautifully smooth. Let's see if we can peek. Let's see if we can see him as he shuffles by. Yes, very smooth indeed. Much, much smoother than I would expect out of an indie horror game. Where are you, friend? There you are, friend. Wow. And the movement on the jacket as well. Very, very nicely done. Can I crouch to sneak? I'm going to sneak. Do not notice me, Mr. Man. What do you mean he's dressed like a surgeon? What was your appendicitis like if your surgeon looked like that? Must admit, I'm not good friends with any surgeons, but pretty sure they don't go walking around like looking like they're settlers out of Fallout 4. But what do I know? What I know is that I'm much too close to him. What I know is I'm supposed to be following the exit signs and I haven't seen a single one yet. But never mind. Never mind the fact that I am a cretin. I wonder if they do brain transplants in this place. Evidence. Oh, interesting. That must mean this is a body bag from a police investigation scene. Crime scene, that's the word I'm looking for. Ah, there is the exit sign. In the same direction as my murderous mate. Murderous mate, where are you? I have missed you. He doesn't seem to be around. Goodness, a game that isn't actually afraid of putting a real-life brand in something. I'm surprised. Genuinely surprised. The number of times I've seen Coca-Cola instead of something much similar is honestly impressive. There is t'other key here. However, I can't see the reticule. There we are. That's better. Alright, I shall give you a running commentary on the battery because you can't see it. It's at 97% concurrently. Alright then, we have found another key. I'm not entirely sure we're going to use it, however, for it would seem there's no locked doors there. Alright. What's up with the teddy bear and the brain? Ah, the teddy bear doesn't have its brain in front of it, it just has had some sort of stomach prolapse, which is rather impressive given that the stomach doesn't have an orifice. At least, not an external one. At least not one I'm familiar with. I'm no expert when it comes to anatomy. Practical or otherwise. Right then. That big saw that he's got looks like it might be about the right size to saw the top of my bonce off. Which would be good. He could then swap in a more intelligent brain. Alright. I don't know where we're going, but I can hear. I saw some sort of movement over there. So I'm going to feel a bit trapped, which is good. That means the game is doing its job well. If I'm actually feeling a little perturbed doing this. Alright, coming over here seems to have driven the sound slightly further away. Can I spy him? Yes, I can spy him. Goodness. Alright, so we've got some places we can hide here, which is lovely. Anything of importance over there? It would seem not. No, at least these patients were well hydrated, if nothing else. Alright then. I'm going to minimise hiding unless it's necessary for reasons of getting stuck. I'm not entirely sure how that happens, but something a little screwy does go on with my mouse when I do that. Oh, giddy aunt, he's coming back. He's changed his mind. He wishes to return to this location. That doesn't exactly fill me with joy. Right then. What does this say here? Your lunacy is hanging on the fun flu? Hen the trees is blue. Your cloth is something. And he is getting a little too close for comfort. So we're going to stop reading this random rubbish and we're going to move on. What's that? That's a pill bottle. Sorry, I thought it was a fuse. You know what indie horror games and fuses are like? My brain has trained itself to seek them out like a missile seeks its target. Alright, anything else of consequence in here? I don't think so. No. Am I using these keys as I'm going? I surely can't be. No, it doesn't use up the keys as we use them because we're collecting more than one. I don't know where he is. He sounds close enough to be coming through there rather than off to the left. Yep, there he is.
There's nobody here. I'm just the voice in your head telling you that you've got snazzy boots. Now, kindly buzz off.
Come on, mouse, move a bit more, move a bit more. Mouse gets very screwy under these beds. I'm not entirely sure what's up with it. Good thing you're in a hospital, mate. We'll be able to find a chiropractor for your neck in no time, he says, pressing the wrong button.
Hello. Don't mind me staring at your patoot.
It's a dead end, so let's go this way. Seriously, mate, take off those clogs and let's get a move on. Alright. Just tell me that's not a piece of someone's intestines and I should be happy. This looks like a room which might require a key. Yes. Let's see if I can use one of these to unlock it. This one? No, not this one. This one? No, not this one. This one? No, not this one. Fiddlesticks. What? Hashtag run for your... Does that say life? It looks more like it says lab. Yes, run for your Labrador. You don't just have to pay money for these animals, you know. You have to prove that you are physically fit enough to keep up with the infernal things as well. This looks like it's of consequence and importance, but goodness only knows what I'm meant to do with it. Ah, 'twould seem he is a little short-sighted and has forgotten. Has forgotten his glasses. Good. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The only reason I'm going to survive this is because I was organised enough to remember to put mine on. Alright, what did this say? I love you so much. Well, that's very nice of you to say. However, I do wish you'd buy me dinner before you make such grandiose claims about your affections. Idiot! Oh no, he's chasing me. I'd better go and find somewhere to stick myself. Dear, I really don't want to have to make up all of this distance on him again, but never mind. There's no beds in here. Oh goodness, what have I done? Has he stopped chasing me? Well, he knows I'm here now. He has spotted me. Whatever it is exactly I look like, this isn't one of those games that you can look down and see oneself. He's having a wee dance. Fair enough, even surgeons need time off. Mate, would you mind moving your patoot? You're being a little annoying by standing there, being all bugged and glitched. Well, he's using the right shampoo. His head dances about just like it does in the adverts. Well, this is the pickle. Can I sneak past you? Somehow I doubt that I can. Stop waving that thing around. You'll hurt somebody. Probably me. Aha! I have defeated you. I have outwitted you, you big silly Billy. Right then. Let's go into this room. It actually does have a bed in it. Be interesting to see if he can open the doors. One assumes that he can, otherwise what would be the point of hiding if you just shut a door behind yourself? But he's just a surgeon, the man has a PhD. I imagine he can work out how to open a door. Mind you, I've met some people with PhDs who weren't the brightest bunnies in the hill, so perhaps I shouldn't make assumptions. Alright. Has he left? Because I need to track down where this next key is. And given how small the keys in this game are, it's not going to be very easy to do that. But try I shall. Has to be somewhere. But he'd go back and like patrol the earlier areas. Uh-huh. Can I read that bit of paper on the floor there? No. I would have thought the key would have been here, because this... Aha, there's another room here. No, I can't open that. Can I unlock this with one of my many keys? No, that's using a battery. Why can't I use these keys anywhere? Why have I picked up all these keys that I can't use? That's what it said, didn't it? Open the inventory and then use the key. I mean, that's what happened to the, that's what happened with the first key. Like, a use prompt came up. Like the, like this battery has, I think? But again, none of these keys are working, which is mighty frustrating. But never mind, I can't hear his footsteps, which is lovely. I also haven't found any fuses for that fuse box, if that is indeed what I'm supposed to be working on. So I can't get in there either. What can I see in there? Not much. Nothing that looks that consequential. There must be a key somewhere. Give me a moment to look for it amongst all of this messy medication, and we'll see if I can find anything. I feel like if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be in one of these darker rooms, because that actually merits the use of the flashlight. It's not in the bin, is it? No, there is some stuff in the bin, but frankly I dread to think which orifice it came out of. It would appear my friend has gotten himself unstuck. Alright, we're not too close, okay. That's the music I can hear. I see. It meant the spooky pooky music, not the funkalicious tunes that surgeons perform their operations to. It didn't say right click to use key, did it? It didn't say that, did it? Maybe it did. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe I'm being very dumb, because I've got a man chasing me at the moment who has a big saw, and he would quite like to saw my face off, or quite possibly some of my other extremities. Aha! Key doesn't fit. So, just to give you a little summary, which you can pass on to the psychiatrist for me. Here's a little summary of Phil's stupidity. I was wandering around this entire facility looking for another key, thinking, I have all these keys and they don't work. Yeah, because you don't use them in the inventory, you press right click on the door first. And then that brings up a different inventory which you can use for the using of keys. A special key inventory, if you like. Right then, we have determined that I am a dunce. We have also determined that this room is a dud. So it would seem that there are certain keys you can find which don't lead you to anything useful, and there are certain keys you can find which do lead you to something useful, which I quite like, actually, because that's sort of realistic. You'd imagine if you were actually trapped in this place and looking for a key, you'd imagine there'd be innumerable keys that wouldn't actually lead you to anything useful. They'd just be for a cupboard or something, as opposed to this one. There we are, which might actually lead you to something productive. Hopefully there's another key in here, because I reckon it's through that other door that I need to go. But anyway, judging by the amount of mess, mate, I'd say that that's pretty much been achieved. Alright, doesn't seem like there's anything here. We are down to a mere 78%. What's also confusing the life out of me is that the percentage symbol comes first and then the number, which every time I see really, really befuddles me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So it certainly seems like there was some sort of a badness going on around here. Easy? Yes, it has been so far, mostly because my friend has quite bad arthritis in his legs, which is preventing him from being particularly scampery, he says, realising that he's scampering around not very far away. Could you buzz off? I don't think you are going to. He doesn't seem like the buzzy type. Where am I going to hide then? Because there ain't no beds around here. Logically, they are only in the bedrooms, and I cannot hide in a vending machine. Is he going to come through here? Yes, he is. Okay, that means I need to, like, backtrack. Until, of course, he suddenly discovers me and decides to chase me about. Would you get under the bed, man? I need to wait here for him to sort of pass out of that area. There we are. I'll just give him a minute to get a little bit of distance away. And then I can sort of follow back where he was, because that way I'll be on the far side of him. How exactly he got past me without me realising, I don't know. I think there might be a sneaky bit of respawning going on. Not sure I consented to none of that. But when it comes to murderers, maniacs with big saws, one seldom remembers which door one went through earlier. When dealing with murderous maniacs carrying large saws and cool boots, one seldom consents to any of the things which happen. Right then. I will always find myself wondering why horror game protagonist, I nearly said something else protagonist, and you don't want to know what word popped into my head by accident then. This horror protagonists always leave all of these wonderfully bludgeony items around. It's like, a big stick, I do not need this to bash the baddie about with. On the contrary, why would I need a big stick? I'd much rather just leave that behind. Alright, let's check this room first, because this seems the less essential pathway of the two. There's no one about. At least this game actually, it doesn't force you into using the linear mechanics, but at least they seem vaguely useful. In terms of, like, avoiding line of sight with him. What's with the prison cells? What's up with the prison cells, Why, what sort of treatments were you doing to people that they felt so uncomfortable about them they had to, lock themselves in these rooms in order to stop them from escaping? Do I need to find like a bolt cutter to get through this? I would assume not, because no little prompt has come up. So if you look, the reticle changes slightly when I can interact with something, at least in terms of the doors. So that makes me wonder whether in reality I don't want to get through these chains. Downtown of Brooklyn? What? That's for a metro station. Okay, that's either a rather lazy reuse of an asset, or that's a little unusual. Why would there be a metro station attached to a hospital? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Why would you transport your dying people via train? Surely you'd use something a bit more direct and reliable, like, I don't know, an ambulance. But what do I know? Okay, this doesn't open. I do have a new key now. So let's see what we can find if we sneak through here. Hopefully not another example of macheting man. Macheting madman, even, judging by the... judging by ye olde title of game. Right then. What on earth is that? Oh, it's a stretcher. Sorry. I didn't see the rest of it at first. I thought it was just a massive harpoon. Why on earth would there be a harpoon there? I can't open either of these fuse boxes. Okay, well I don't need to break through that chain because I can just walk to reach the other side of it. Unless I wanted, I wanted a shortcut. And I think I'm going to get severely shorter once this man is through cutting me. I imagine my feet and legs are going to be the first things to go. That way I won't be able to run away, and he can slowly enjoy everything else that he wants to cut off me. Ah! This is just a sheet which sucks in all the light. Very useful for a photographer. Sorry, I thought that was like the archway for a gate, or an archway into like a tunnel or something. So I was wondering whether we were about to enter the void of Sithis. Alright then. The night vision is actually done pretty competently. The floating rubble is a little less competent, but never mind. You survived and escaped the facility, but the horror doesn't end here. The full game will be available on Steam later this year. Thank you for trying out the demo. Oh, that's nice. Are you going to take me back to the desktop? No, you're not. You're going to take me back to the menu like a nice person. I appreciate that. Right then. That was cool. So just a little demo for something. It shows a lot of promise, actually. It's quite subtle in its own way. It doesn't sort of aggressively throw the enemy in your face. It just sort of, yeah, right-click and then click. Duh. Derp brain feel here, not very bright. Yeah, this actually shows a lot of promise. Lovely, dirty, grungy environment. Beautifully smooth moving and exciting looking bad guy. I wish a bit more use was made of the lure, because I've just remembered I've got that and I never actually made use of that. So I feel like a bit more usage of the lure in terms of having to do sort of tactical manoeuvres to sneak around him would be really nice in terms of the full game. Right, where are you, friend? Hello! Here, boy! Here, boy! Here, boy! You can tell I don't own a dog. I've got a clue how you draw one of these things towards you. Right, what does the death animation look like? A bit Dark Soulsy. Fair enough. I actually really like this. This shows an enormous amount of promise, and I'll definitely play the full thing when it comes along. Assuming it doesn't cost at least $17 billion, then I should certainly play this, because this has the potential to be really fun if there's a bit more done in it and a bit more done with the old sneaking mechanics. But excellent proof of concept, and I'd like to know what the story is as well. What's the story with the Madman? Why is he here? What's with the crime scene? What's with the all of the quarantining? Because I feel like there was a medical emergency, some sort of crime, and some other stuff which is less than sublime. I wonder if this is Alex who left the message. One does not know. One only knows that we need to unstrap the Riddler's feet from the ceiling and stop hanging him upside down as a punishment for all of the mischievous things that he has done. Right then, let's get ourselves killed one more time, because the masochist I am enjoys that. Right, come on, let's get some exercise in. Chase me, chase me! Oh wow, he's got potions hanging from his belt. How exciting, and a stethoscope. Must have he had a Pip-Boy there at first as well, but he doesn't. He has bedraggled hair. And I have bedraggling intelligence. Right then. I think I have prattled enough. Yes, it's alright. I know. I've been here before, remember? About half an hour ago. Right. Yeah, I'll put this on my wish list, and I'll play the full thing when it comes along, because this is really nice. So, thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I apologise for the half hour of torment I've just put you through. Look after each other, and good night.